Hi, my name's Nyree. Welcome to my adoption channel, which is all about tips, support and advice for people who are thinking of adopting or for those of you already with adopted children. Today we're going to talk about what you can do whilst you're waiting to meet your adopted child, and from conversations that I've had with people, this is maybe the worst part about the adoption process is actually the waiting. So if you think you're going to find a channel with tips and advice, support, my stories around adoption, because I have two adopted sons, it's going to be good content for you, then consider subscribing. So my first practical point for you is just get your whole house ready and your whole garden ready. So anything that's outstanding, any renovations you want to do, garden overhauls, decorating, anything practical, you might as well get that out of the way, because when your adopted child comes, you're not going to have time to do those extra things. So that's my first point. My second point is spend time with family and friends, describing to them what adoption entails, what you've learned through the adoption process, and give them a chance to ask questions and get rid of any misunderstandings they may have around adoption. So I'm sure you find that people get fostering and adoption mixed up. They also have lots of strange ideas about adoption, so it's really good to get those out of the way now. That's my second point. And my third point is have fun with a learning log or journal. So you can make a learning log or journal in any way. So you can be creative and you can start as early as you want to in the process. And as you're going through and reflecting about what you're learning, whether it be stuff that you've read, seen or thought about, you can take the time to be really reflective in this journal. That's my third point. My fourth point is the right child, and waiting for the right child is really subjective. Some people do have that moment where they see a profile or information and they feel that that is the child for them, but some people don't. And so there may be disappointments along the way when you have your heart set on the profile of a child, or you have the information there about a child and actually it doesn't work out, and you tend to feel really let down. And my advice to you is, during the matching stage especially, is don't see it as a disappointment, just see it as part of your journey to reach a destination, which the destination is when you finally have your child, and that is all part of a learning process. Because as I say, the right child is very subjective, because not a lot of information is available in profiles, and what you're given, you're going to find out so much more about that child once they come. And my fifth point is try to look at it as a journey of preparation rather than just a process. Because if you look at it as a journey of preparation, then you will take the knocks much better, and you will realise that you're being prepared for the biggest life change that you're ever going to have to finally meet your child. Number 6, keep a list. So keep a list of everything that you've seen and read and done, as I said, as part of a training log, and then you will be able to look back and see what progress you've made. And number 7 is listen to a few families that have recently adopted, so that you can get an idea of what type of change it will bring to them practically in the home. Especially if you've never had children, listen to how it really is for new adoptive families, and that will help you to prepare and to get resources together. There are a lot of videos on my channel about starting and preparation, and there are quite a few lists on there as well about what you need for different ages of children and different stages of the adoption process. Number 8 is you may have started with a particular type of child in mind, and you may have changed your perceptions over the whole of the journey, adoption journey. And so what is really lovely to do is to make a mind map. So write child in the middle and all the different branches off of all the different influences, things you've read, people you've talked to, and maybe it was part of the assessment process that shifted your thought pattern about what would be right for your family. And again, it's a bit like keeping the adoption learning journeys or your learning logs, or writing lists of things. You can then see how much you've changed over time and what progress you're making. So rather than it being a waiting game, it's a game of progress, which is much more positive. That's my 8th point. And my 9th point is listen to podcasts and interviews of families that are also waiting, such as you, and so that you can hear their frustrations that they have with the process, because most of the time people are frustrated about the process and how long it takes and the hold-ups and disappointments that they have, and so it means that you can identify with them and not feel alone. That's my 9th point. Thank you for listening, and if you really think that my content will help you, then please take the time to subscribe and take a look on the videos on my channel.